Ladies and gentlemen, this week we have a brand new review, something we haven't done in a while because WWE doesn't do these big shows outside of the United States or North America.
Yeah, Big Show lives in the United States.
Well, yeah,
so.
I mean, yeah.
And they don't want to do the Big Show on the network very often.
Yeah, that's
trouble with sponsors.
Yeah. It can make people pull out real quick.
Continue.
This is our review of the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah. All right. And unlike the normal reviews, I will lead this one.
And
because I wrote everything down. All right. So first match, we had John Cena defeat Triple H. Cedric Alexander defended the Cruiserweight Championship from Kalisto. The Deleters of Worlds defeated The Bar, and so they are now the Raw Tag Team Champions. Jeff Hardy successfully defended the United States Championship from Jinder Mahal. The Bludgeon Brothers defeated the Usos to retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Seth Rollins won the 4-way ladder match to retain the Intercontinental Championship. They had a segment involving the 4 top selected trainees.
Yeah, with the Daivaris.
Yeah, they came out. They each had like a soundbite tagline that was obviously fed to them backstage.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, that apparently almost started an actual international incident.
Seriously?
Yeah, because just the real life tension between those two countries is insane.
That's nuts.
The crowd was about to riot.
Yeah, the Daivari brothers, which seeing Sean Daivari on WWE TV for the first time in 10 years was insane. But then they beat up the Daivaris.
Yeah.
Good trainees, I guess.
Yeah. I just want to say, whoever that tall guy was who did the body slam, I was so scared because he waited so long to turn his arm over.
Yeah.
And knowing that he was a trainee, I was like, is he just going to fucking drop him on his head?
He's going to kill Daivari.
Yeah. Then we had the SmackDown Championship match where AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura went to a double countout.
Yes.
Rusev did not defeat The Undertaker in the casket match. Undertaker actually beat Rusev and Aiden English, who wasn't even in the match. Brock beat Roman?
No, he didn't.
I skipped this match.
And Braun Strowman won the Royal Rumble.
Braun Strowman beat up the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Pretty much. The 50-man Royal Rumble was won by Braun Strowman, but it contained the following humans in this order.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Sin Cara, Curtis Axel, Mark Henry, Mike Kanellis, Hiroki Sumi, Victor, Kofi Kingston, Tony Nese, Dash Wilder, Hornswoggle, Primo Cologne, Xavier Woods, Bo Dallas, Kurt Angle, Scott Dawson, Goldust, Connor, Elias, Luke Gallows, Rhino, Drew Gulak, Tucker Knight, Bobby Roode, Fandango, Chad Gable, Rey Mysterio, Mojo Rawley, Tyler Breeze, Big E, Carl Anderson, Apollo Crews, Roderick Strong, Randy Orton, Heath Slater, Babatunde, Baron Corbin, Titus O'Neil, Dan Matha, Braun Strowman, Ty Dillinger, Kurt Hawkins, Bobby Lashley, The Great Khali, Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon, Shelton Benjamin, Big Cass, and Chris Jericho.
All right.
Yeah,
and the eliminations were as fuck.
Oh, no.
I mean, I have them all.
We don't need all that.
I was going to make a comment about how we don't need to go through all 50 men in the Royal Rumble. Then I remembered that fucking Pokemon intro I did last week.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I have no room to talk.
And by the time you thought about that, Kevin Hawk was already at number 25, so fuck it. We're halfway through.
All right. So that being said, in the paraphrasing the words of Travis Colt on most of the review videos, Thomas Wolfe, what did you like?
I liked... What did I like? Come back to me.
Travis Colt, what did you like?
I liked Rusev versus The Undertaker. The fact that Rusev stood a better chance against The Undertaker at this show than John Cena did at WrestleMania was fantastic. And I loved the heel work of having Aiden English out there as a manager.
Aiden English took the gnarliest looking tombstone in years.
Oh, man, he's so tall.
A lot of people thought he got hurt legit.
I was definitely scared because I saw how low his head was and was like, oh, he's going to hit the mat. So, luckily, Aiden English survived, sort of. He still got put in a casket. But yeah, no, the match was match was fantastic. Like it was a good rub for Rusev and Aiden English, but it was still a dominant win for the Undertaker.
Yeah, and it was real good to see the Undertaker actually moving again.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he didn't have to work that hard against Cena at Mania, so he's fine.
Well, and he moved a lot against Cena and moved real fast, but that was like, okay, this is a 3-minute burst.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see it sustained in a longer match.
Yeah.
Like, that new hip is working out. Whatever they made it out of. Probably, I was going to say, probably pages from the Necronomicon.
Paper mache into a hip.
Right. That'd probably work.
Pages from the Necronomicon around a cadaver bone.
Yeah.
Just be real dark and scary. Yeah, that's my like.
Okay, I'm going to go with the ladder match. Particularly the end spot where Seth Rollins just fucking springboards onto the ladder.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, nope, mine. And that's how he wins.
But poor Finn getting bashed in the face with the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Finn, the belt don't want you.
This match is like a match of two halves, though, because the first half wasn't so much a ladder match as it was just a match with a couple ladders.
Which I thought was great. It was a good slow burn,
Yeah.
and then once the ladders got involved, then it was like it ramped itself up.
Yeah, I'm not saying that to complain. I'm just saying that there's a distinct like midpoint.
Oh yeah,
where it became a full-on ladder match, and I thought that was a good way
they hit that second gear you're always looking for.
And it was a good way to like to really build the anticipation without having these guys overwork themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
especially like right before Backlash.
Yeah.
My like was that WWE pulled the trigger on having Braun Strowman win something monumental.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the safety net that it wasn't a championship that he's going to be defending. So we don't have to have that, like, how do we make Braun continue looking like a demolishing beast, but still have people who seem like feasible threats to win the belt away from him? They gave him the big Royal Rumble win. He broke the record for most eliminations in a single Royal Rumble. He now holds the record 14. That's almost half of a regular Royal Rumble.
I bet when they do the Royal Rumble by the numbers, they're still going to bring up Roman's record and Braun's record as two separate facts.
Probably.
Like Roman Reigns has the most eliminations in a Royal Rumble match, but Braun Strowman holds the record for most eliminations in the greatest Royal Rumble match.
Well, and if they do that, then I feel like they definitely have to do Daniel Bryan and Rey Mysterio as well, because Daniel Bryan beat Rey Mysterio's longest tenure record, but he had 20 other guys that he had to go through, where Rey only had the normal 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's my like. Braun Strowman wins the greatest Royal Rumble. And it's crazy because I think cumulatively, Braun Strowman has probably eliminated, because of this, some of the most mass in a Royal Rumble eliminations. If you accumulate all the people he's eliminated over the last few years, like specifically in this one, because he was responsible for Dan Mayfield going out, Babatunde going out, a bunch of big guys, Kevin Owens, Great Khali, so Big Cass. You know, he eliminated a huge mass of people in this one.
Well, maybe they'll throw that as a Royal Rumble statistic. Like, they'll tally up all the combined weight of everyone that Braun's eliminated.
That'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Titus O'Neil.
Oh, yeah.
Titus O'Neil's a big dude. Travis, what did you love about the Royal Rumble?
Since Thomas already talked about the Intercontinental title match, because I did love the Intercontinental title match, but I also loved most of, if not all of, Cedric Alexander versus Kalisto. Specifically, the Selena Del Sol being countered into the lumbar check for the finish.
Yeah.
I thought, as much as I wanted to see Buddy Murphy have this spot, and I was... You know, we talked about how it didn't make the storyline didn't make a whole lot of sense to not have Buddy Murphy in this match. I appreciate the fact that Kalisto comes to play every time he's in a match like this, and he did a really good job of not only elevating the match itself, but elevating Cedric Alexander as a champion.
So, since I don't really get to talk about 205 Live because not here on that show, and I don't actually watch it. I will say that I actually, just from hearing about it, do kind of appreciate the way they took Buddy Murphy out of this match, because he's 2 pounds over, he doesn't make weight, and sure, that doesn't make sense for this storyline, but it makes sense for Buddy Murphy's overarching storyline of trying, because he wasn't 205 before, he had to make weight to get on the show.
Right.
And so it's showing how hard he's working and like how on the edge he's gonna have to stay constantly.
Yeah. The part that didn't make sense was they weighed him a week and a half before the show.
Yeah.
So
fair.
rather than giving him until
they don't allow scales in Saudi Arabia.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
They're real strict.
Yeah.
Just a guy picks you up and guesses how much.
Right.
And he's right. Don't
He,
question.
Every
like,
time.
he lifts you up and then like just a bunch of other stuff. And it's like, okay, well,
He weighs about as much as this table.
We'll call
40 pounds.
Alright, but yeah, Cedric Alexander, Kalisto, that's my love.
Thomas, did you love anything on the Greatest Royal Rumble?
I feel like the one I want to say is the one that you're going to say.
Yeah, no, save that one for Kevin, because
Yeah.
You can say it. I'll just piggyback off yours. If
Yeah.
you
It was,
because it's I'm. What else can you say?
yeah, just fucking Titus O'Neil just stage diving right under the ring. The reverse edge, as I like to call it.
He took the phrase "sliding into the ring" at the most literal you could possibly take it.
I want to know, is there a moment in wrestling where you have been happier? The fact that you're having to think about it.
I mean, there are a lot of like great like title wins for people for the first time, that kind of thing. This, for it being such a brief instant moment, I can't think of anything that made me laugh harder.
Yeah.
But also, then we have to take back, like, as much as I shit all over Titus O'Neil, I have to take into consideration the fact that he is a living, breathing human being, and that could have gone terribly bad for him.
He is the luckiest human
Because
being.
had he fallen slightly later, he would have gone face first into the frame of the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were saying before, like I said before this, that there are alternate realities where Titus O'Neil is either disfigured or dead.
Yeah.
Because of this
Yeah,
spot.
that.
And then it would not have been the greatest Royal Rumble.
No, it would have been stopped.
It would have been the deadliest Royal Rumble.
We could bring back Deadliest Warrior, Royal Rumble versus I don't know.
Battle
Okay.
Royal.
You know what? I'm going to change my love, though. Just because I'll let you have that one by default.
You
Okay.
can.
I'm just going to say
Taking it.
that the fact that Daniel Bryan broke the record for longest time spent in a single Rumble match. It's really good to see him back, because that's a thing that we weren't sure we were ever going to get.
and on a consistent basis.
Right, on a
too.
consistent basis, and still like earning accolades.
Yeah,
It's
and
going
having
to come
his
right back and come in and have like 115 minutes.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
116.
116. Yeah, it's crazy. Because even as much as you go, oh, well, like, sure, maybe it's not fair comparing his length reign with Rey Mysterio's because there's a different amount of people. I still consider this more impressive than Rey Mysterio's because he went that much longer.
Yeah, and it cost him turning his chest into a hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
That was just Roderick Strong.
Yeah, that was.
Was it all Roddy?
Oh, pretty much.
Yeah,
He was like slightly pink before that. And I mean, on
And then Roddy came in.
WWE.com, he posted, he said, like, this was the first time me and Roddy have been in the ring in like 9 years.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Together.
I wasn't
He's like-
sure who.
He's like, I saw him, we like nodded, and we
mean-
just started lighting each other up.
I mean,
Yeah.
Roddy has some of the most vicious chops on
Roddy-
under the WWE banner.
Roddy was one of my favorite surprise entrances.
Yeah, it was very cool to see him in it.
Was there something you disliked
Oh,
aside from the obvious? 'Cause
which
I know-
which one's more obvious?
I'd say the most obvious would be that Brock's still the
Yeah,
Universal
fuck that
Champion.
shit. No, that finish. The finish was a cool idea. Just
Botched.
botched to all hell.
I thought Roman was more dead after this than I thought Aiden English was dead after the tombstone.
I was Jinder. The fuck, man. All you had to do was just stay there.
Yeah.
You
Not bump.
You didn't have to do anything other than like, oh, Jeff's on the ground. I should beat him up.
Yeah, here's the way you sell that, Jinder. You see that Jeff's on the ground, and you just go, like, yeah, I fucking moved.
Like,
I knew where I was.
I want to think in my heart, I believe that when Jinder noticed that he didn't get it, he just panicked.
Yeah.
That was his
Oh,
panic
I'm
reaction.
sure.
This panic bump.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Somewhere in the back, Big Show was punching John Cena.
Oh God.
Hangman
couldn't take it.
All right, Thomas, did you have a dislike on the Greatest Royal Rumble?
You know what? I'm just going to say it. I dislike that there were no women on the show.
That's fair.
I get that, like, it's that country's laws. And I get that WWE's trying to get on the ground floor and, like, work with them to change this in the future as they become more progressive. But I think it would have been equally as valid and perhaps earned a little bit more goodwill if WWE said, you know what? We're not going to do a show there until they allow women to compete.
That's fair.
And yeah, sure, Vince saw dollar signs, but it is kind of shitty to know that Vince McMahon values money more than his own employees.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I just like Triple H's take on it is they're going to try and create that space.
Yeah.
Right.
They're going to try and become the ambassadors that open up for female entertainers to come to Saudi Arabia, which is cool if it ends up working.
But all they need to do for the next one is like have all the like politicians or officers or whoever can make these decisions, line them up and be like, all right, if any of you can beat Ronda Rousey in arm wrestling, then we won't have the women on the show.
Yeah.
And then one by one, she just breaks everyone's arm, and they have to let women compete.
Just keep stacking the deck. Be like, all right, cool. You beat Ronda Rousey. Now you have to beat Nia Jax in powerlifting.
Yeah.
Or something. Like, just keep stacking the deck against them until they lose, and be like, well, guess when we get to be on the show now.
Beat Kalisto in a foot race. Especially you give Kalisto like 3 Red Bulls before you do that too. Like he did on 205 Live last week, running around like a
Oh
crazy
yeah,
man.
he was losing his goddamn mind. Did you dislike anything?
I'm gonna be real, and this is something that's kind of been under the radar for the past few weeks with me.
Is this what we talked about last night?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, I wasn't here for this.
And it's just something that has been slowly boiling in my brain, and I'm starting to really, really not like the way they book the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah.
I understand it's cool. You want a big, dominant tag team, and to come in and do whatever. And you gave them a cool theme song. You gave them scary outfits. You gave them menacing things. You took away their first names, which that adds something. I guess I don't know. Vince.
That's just what WWE
What?
does.
Uh,
You take away the first name or the last name.
yeah.
Yep.
And unless you're
They're
Apollo
not-
Crews, they give it back.
They're not nearly as scary if they're Luke and Eric.
Well, the only reason they gave Cruz's name back is because Cruz Can't Lose is a lot better of a tagline than Apollo Doesn't Swallow.
Yeah, that's true. But no, it's like I just remember a couple of years ago when the Wyatt family was still a thing. Harper and Rowan and the Usos feuded and had amazing matches. Like the best matches that Eric Rowan was a part of ever were the Usos versus Harper and Rowan as Wyatt family members. And I'm thinking like this whole time I'm watching going, how come these matches can't be this good again? Just because WWE wants to show them as hard to defeat giant guys who are scary.
Especially when both teams have progressed.
Yeah,
since.
because see, the Usos have progressed as much
Significantly.
as the Bludgeon Brothers have in the same amount of time.
if not more.
Yeah, which should put them back on the same par. And then, to me, then it's also like, who's going to come in and beat the Bludgeon Brothers? Is it going to be the Club who just came over? And that, to me, devalues the fact that the New Day and the Usos can't beat the Bludgeon Brothers, but the Club, who consecutively lost to like every team on the Raw roster at some point, can come in and beat the Bludgeon Brothers.
I have a couple of thoughts, and this might be long enough of a discussion to warrant its own video, but I'm just going to go through kind of my bullet point ideas right here. One, I agree completely because like Luke Harper is low-key probably the best wrestler WWE has.
He's probably the most underutilized talent for the amount of talent he has.
Oh, yeah. And so just the fact that, like, he's as good as he is, Rowan is fantastic in just a big fucking throw-you-around role, and the Usos are one of the best tag teams on the planet right now, even though they are stealing part of the Young Bucks gimmicks, but whatever, WWE has to mimic as much as they can. But WWE was really trying to push the Greatest Royal Rumble as a must-see show, but it was really just a glorified house show.
Yeah.
We weren't going to get the best match out of Bludgeon Brothers and Usos here. They're saving that for down the line.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just saying, the fact that now this is like the third or fourth incarnation that we've had the Bludgeon Brothers and the Usos in the same match. And like even at WrestleMania, it was like a 5-minute squash match.
Yeah, no, and I agree.
That should have been the epic match.
It should have, but what I think they're going to do, on SmackDown we might hear that New Day is going to get their shot at Backlash. New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers, another squash. Bludgeon Brothers are kind of going to run through every tag team, I think, until they circle back around to the Usos, and then we'll finally get the epic match. And then,
I hope so.
Then it's just a question of, is that too long to wait to give the Bludgeon Brothers their really good shining match? And it might be if it's not booked right.
Yeah. I think that covers everyone.
Yeah.
So,
aren't there things that they're supposed to do now?
yeah.
Those people?
Liking, commenting, and subscribing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to keep rolling with the regular outro shtick?
I was just thrown off because you were running the video. So, But yeah, be sure to click all the links down below.
There are a lot of social media links.
There's also a SoundCloud link.
That's what says podcast.
It does say podcast version on it.
Yeah.
There's also Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
It's reasonable, the W.
Like Wrestling, where we have brand new videos such as The List with Kevin Hawk, Question of the Week with Thomas Wolfe. We have unboxing videos with me and Kevin Hawk. And then there's...
And this guy. Tiny Hangman Page.
Tiny Hangman Page. And we have our punishment videos and other videos that are loosely based around wrestling. But for now, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
You know what? I don't want to say fuck Modus on this one. I just
fuck Mojo Raleigh.
Can we just plaster up a graphic of Titus O'Neil with the Shockmaster helmet on it?
I'm sure there's one there.
All right, does my heart good. Sync test.
Woo! Wow.